Muhammad Ali knocked out Foley, he was stripped of his boxing license by every state commission in the United States. Because his conscientious objection to military service was turned down, the boxing world was deprived of watching one of the greatest heavyweight champions in history for 3.5 years.
After that fight with Zora Foley, most of the battles Muhammad Ali fought were in places like this, the courthouse here in Louisville, Kentucky. It started 43 months of inactivity, and every state revoked the champion's boxing license. And Angelo, I think you really have to consider, even though it's hypothetical, those might have been the best 43 months of the champion's career.
Well, I know about the best. He suffered because he wasn't fighting, but during all that time, he never had no animosity towards anyone, never got mad at anybody. In fact, he would call me up at time and say, "Hey, Ange, how about coming out and working out at the gym? Will you let me work out?" I said, "Stop that. This is your gym. Anytime you want to." And I loved him for that because he never said one adverse thing against anybody.
During that period of time, there were a lot of chances to get a fight for Muhammad Ali, and a lot of people with a lot of ideas, but nothing ever came of it.
I know they tried several spots, several towns, several states, several gimmicks, doing it indoors, out of a suburban area. It never worked. He would have loved to fought, naturally, because that's what he loved, was boxing.
You have to think that were that situation to happen today, it might have been a very different story. Muhammad Ali might have been a victim of the times.
Well, at the end of it, everybody gave him accolades for what he done, for believing what he done. I mean, because he was sincere, he was honest. I always said, heck, I hope I was as great a Catholic as he was a Muslim.
So the champion of the people was the prisoner of the people. For 3 years and 8 months, he came up a loser until he got to the Supreme Court, where he scored a unanimous decision.
Muhammad Ali was in a battle with the courts and millions of Americans who doubted his appeal for conscientious objector status. The champion had failed his draft test twice before, but skeptical officers kept after the evasive Ali. Muhammad received many death threats and a disturbing telegram from ex-champion Gene Tunney which read, "You have disgraced your title, the American flag, and the principles for which it stands."
Now, draft is another thing that's against my religious beliefs.
When a registrant refuses this first step, when his name is called, he is quietly removed from the room. He is counseled as to the seriousness of his refusal. He is given the penalties, the maximum legal penalties that this act could result in.
Whatever the punishment, whatever the persecution is for standing up for my religious beliefs, even if it means facing machine gun fire that day, I will face it before denouncing Elijah Muhammad and the religion of Islam. I'm ready to die.
If he again refuses, we ask him if he would give a statement that he refuses induction.
I said that I'm going to be a man, I'm going to fight it legally. If I lose it, I'm just going to jail. As many of you know, these days I'm not boxing, so I accept these college invitations to come out to meet many of you. I realize that in these country towns like this, you never get a chance to see the world champ. Can my title be taken without me being whooped? One more time. That's all I can do. Now, I would like to hear this from you. I would like to hear this from you. And I want the world and the cameras to hear. Who's the heavyweight champion of the world? One more time, we don't want no excuses. They may say the film was bad or the camera was broke. One more time, who's the champion of the world?
On February 3rd, 1970, Ali announced his retirement, but then State Senator Leroy Johnson orchestrated a comeback fight with Jerry Quarry on October 26th in Atlanta. The King of the World scored a third-round knockout.